they've done. Hopefully they do one next year. Or maybe,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And maybe even multiple times a year. I don't know. It's I love it. I love the Vancouver crowd. I love the atmosphere. Like, it's for me, this is probably the best crowd I've wrestled in front of. So just something about it. Like when the crowd gets behind you like that, it's just a crazy feeling. It's almost like a drug or something. Like I don't know how to describe it.
You are now listening to the Artsindy Crossroads Show. Here's
Will Sasso stars for Mad TV and another series coming out on CBS.
Your intro there sounded like I was just making my way down to the ring for a MMA fight.
interviews with Ruth Moody, the Wailing Jennies,
You're so welcome. Take care.
Karen LeBlanc, the star of Nurse, the fighter boy.
Hi, Nick. I'm really good, and thank you for asking me.
people in film, theater, music, the arts.
I like your Instagram style because it's casual and it's real, it's down to earth, and it suits Hastings Street right here, right now.
A good early evening to everyone here in the Valley. You're listening to CivL Radio 101.7 FM, broadcasting to the Fraser Valley from the UFV Abbotsford campus on the traditional and unceded territory of the Stolo people.
So hope everyone is having a wonderful week so far and had a wonderful weekend. I know I did at the Luche Libra Spectacular put on at the Waldorf by Mercury Productions. And man, it was just amazing, awesome. Of course, the wrestling was the main showcase, but there was live music, some other sideshows, and then of course all the great food this past weekend at the Wardorf. Similar event coming up. There'll also be a beer garden, the food trucks with all the specialty foods, dishes, live music, and wrestling this coming August the 10th in Vancouver, a different venue, and I'll fill you in next week on all the details. It was an unbelievable night at the Lucha Libra Spectacular, sold out. Everybody was into this show. A lot of people from the neighborhood, up from Commercial Drive, up further down in East Van, in the neighborhood. Yeah, everybody was just really into this show. It was an awesome, awesome show. You're going to hear interviews right now with Hyperstreak, Gregory, Sharpe, and Miles Deville, two performers from tonight, and some of the fans, actually a father along with his daughter and their two friends. So why don't we get started right now? Right now we are standing here with
Hyperstreak.
Hyperstreak, man. The fans were really on you when you first came out. That first match tonight, so was I. I was pissed because I heard the rumors about you, the way you cheat and everything, but then something happened, man. I turned because I saw the moves you put out, your heart, and the fans too. We turned a couple of times on those really unique moves. Are you a good guy or a bad guy? Do you hate the fans?
I do not hate the fans. I don't really have a whole lot of hate for nobody, honestly, especially not here in good old Canada, some of the nicest people on earth. So it's kind of hard to hate anybody, you know what I mean? And when I came out, the people gave me such a warm reception, especially for my first time being in Vancouver, my first time being in Canada. So it was just really great to have that happen. Unfortunately, your boy Artemis Spence was just a little bit too much for me, just a better man today. But I had a great time, and I really look forward to coming back and doing this again sometime here in Vancouver.
Man, Artemis Spencer threw you into the porta potties, man.
Yeah.
Were you pissed when you did?
I was pissed. I just didn't get shit on, so that's really cool.
Yeah, but how'd you fight your way out? Like, man, you're in the porta potties. How do you fight that? Like, you have the disgusting, like the hygiene, and you're like, ooh, this stuff, but I gotta block the punch. I gotta hit him back. And how do you maneuver that?
Very carefully, for the most part. You don't want to catch anything, but at the same time, you're also not trying to catch any elbows or punches to the face. But you kind of make it happen, and you sometimes you gotta fight dirty, as they would say, I guess.
No, that was really cool. That was one of the highlights of tonight. you guys fighting the Porta Porta, you and Artemis Spencer. I think you came out as a heel, and Artemis Spencer was the face. But the way it played out through improv, the moves, people got on your side through the heart and the unique maneuvers you put out there. So tonight is really unique because people started to cheer for the heels.
I mean, I don't really think about it that way. When I go out there, I'm just trying to perform to my best of my abilities, and I really want to put forth the best possible match. So if the people are behind me, they're behind me. If they're not behind me, it is what it is. I try to keep it clean. I respect the people out here. I respect the fact that I got brought out here. I respect the Artemis Spence, my opponent tonight. But like I said, I'm more focused about me, and I'm very confident in my abilities. I've trained all over America. I've trained in China. I've trained in Mexico. I've trained and wrestled all over the UK and a little bit into Europe. So I feel like I am good enough to come out here, take on somebody as incredible as Artemis Spence, and on my own ability, on my own merit, with my heart, that I can go out and have an incredible match and beat him. Even though today I did not beat Artemis Spence. I didn't beat him. But maybe tomorrow, because there's always tomorrow.
There is always tomorrow. And you came close, and you put on a good show, man. You had some good moves that you put out there. I was just wondering, from an artistic perspective, a lot of artists here. This was a great show, close to Commercial Drive. Does the mask help you disassociate more from yourself and get more into your character?
No, I think it's kind of the opposite way around. Like, it kind of pulls out more of me, as opposed to if without it, I don't know. I don't want to say I feel lost, but with it, I get to show off a little bit more of me, the things that I love, the things that I'm into, who I am as a person, and I get to come out here. And some people like it, some people are confused by it, some people don't like it at all. But it's who I am. It's who I am in the inside, and putting this mask on really gets to show that off. So whether you like it, hate it, or indifferent, it's who I am now, and I'm really coming straight from the heart with it.
But performing in Vancouver, what's so unique about this place compared, something that stands out compared to performing in other venues, other regions of North America and other places?
Oh, that's so easy. It's the people, brother. It's the people. Canadians are some of the kindest, most sweet, earnest people I've ever met in the entire world. I've been to 18 countries, 3-4 continents, and just nothing compares to the people here in Canada. Maybe in Ireland, but I'm also kind of a favoritism towards Ireland. But anyway, right here in Canada, people are just so sweet, they're so kind. Everyone has come out to me all day. They told me they've never seen me before, but they're such a fan, and it just makes me feel so good. So being able to come out here and perform in Canada, perform in front of people like you and all of the people in Vancouver, and Vancouver is just a beautiful city. I feel really appreciated to be here and be able to perform for all of you guys.
And you didn't see it so much tonight. Maybe you saw a little bit, but within the city, it's very diverse. A lot of different ethnic backgrounds. I'm standing here in front of you. You know, my parents came from India. Yeah, diversity can bring something very unique, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm originally from Los Angeles. Now I spend a lot of my time in Las Vegas. I love being in places that are very diverse. So Vancouver, Los Angeles, Montreal. Actually, Shanghai has a lot of diversity.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I like to check it out.
You should check it out. Hong Kong is another place that has a very diverse culture. But right here in Vancouver, I just love the diversity. And when you have such a melting pot of people, you have so much differences and everyone comes together, it just really shows that no matter where you come from, no matter who you are, deep down the base, I really honestly believe that most human beings on this planet really just want the same things, and it's to be happy, safe, healthy, and occasionally help somebody else out. And you'd really be surprised how much other people care for you, as not just for themselves.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. I go to India once a year. Vancouver is very diverse. Actually, you got to head out now. Is there any link, website, Twitter, feed?
Yeah, of course. All right, so unfortunately, they're all a little bit different, but they're all kind of easy. So on Facebook and Instagram, you can find me, Hyperstreak GS. That's Instagram at Hyperstreak GS. On Twitter, I am at I'm old Greg Sharpe.
We're just speaking to
Hyperstreak Gregory Sharpe. Howdy.
Okay, you know, I started off as an angry fan, but you've kind of won me over with those moves and everything, just like the rest of the audience. It seemed like, to my perspective, my minuscule perspective, you turned heel to baby's face in your first match tonight.
Like I said, I kind of came out sometimes a little bit tense. Some people don't know how to take that, but you're in there, you're trying to win, and like I said, sometimes you just kind of come off as intense, but you don't mean anything by it. I'm not trying to hurt nobody's feelings or hurt nobody, really. I just want to get the win.
Thanks so much for your time.
Oh, thank you. Have a good night.
Listeners, right now we have the chance to interview one of the wrestlers who wrestled here tonight at the Luche Libra Spectacular, and it's wild. Man, there are so many people here tonight really into the matches. Sitting here with
Miles Deville.
And Miles, you actually started off at, well, I hated you before the match. I really hated you because you were a bad guy. And then you won me over. I don't know what it was that won me over, because I was mad, man. You saw, like, I was standing back there, I was really mad, and I don't know what happened. Something about won me over. Now, like, I want to get your autograph and everything. What do you think it was?
I think maybe it was just the fact that I got my ass kicked for a lot of the match. I mean, sympathy gains a lot of favor in the crowd, and naturally, just kind of the way the match went, the crowd started to get behind me because I was taking quite an ass kicking for quite a while. So, yeah, no, kind of like the way it happened. I went out there with not so good intentions, and the crowd just got behind me. It's infectious. It's hard not to take the sport and enjoy it. So.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know if you had a chance to look at this stuff, some older school stuff, not too old school, but it's like there was WCW, the Master P gimmick. They were supposed to come in as, you know, they were supposed to pop as good guys, but they were heels, and then the Western rednecks, Barry Windham, Kurt Hennig, Kendall Windham, and then Bobby Duncombe Jr. They became really huge as faces, and they had a music video. So there was something about it, like I really hated you. But then seeing the moves you put on, and yeah, like you guys were beat down, but you came back.
Yeah, no, I'm a little familiar with the WCW friends. I didn't really grow up with WCW, but I've gone back and watched some, so I know that one with the Master P and stuff. That just, they wanted that to get over with the crowd. It just naturally didn't. And it's like I said, for some reason, naturally, the crowd just gravitated towards me and my team, and we just kind of went with the flow.
So you weren't like hostile or didn't have a chip on your shoulder, because when you came out, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't want to get beat up here, but I booed you when you first came out. But then when I saw you getting your ass kicked and then you came back, you took it and you came back, I started cheering for you. So you don't like have that chip on your shoulder where people are booing you and then they start cheering you?
I mean, yeah, it definitely sucks when the crowd's booing you and you kind of want to throw it back in their face and show you like, hey, like, I'm the real deal here. I don't know why you're booing me. Done nothing to you, but if they're booing me, I'm gonna shove it right back in their face. But yeah, no, it didn't really go that way tonight. So it's one of the occasional times where, like I said, they got behind me and I just went with it, and it was a nice change of pace, because usually it's not the way it goes for me. Usually the crowd isn't quite too fond of me, but I'll take what I can get.
Just like with a lot of artists, like musicians, and a venue has a different vibe. So this event, would it be different at ECW? Can you switch like ECW or All Star or the promotion in Kelowna?
ECCW is about the only crowd that seems to like me. Everywhere else doesn't like me. Like, I went out in Kelowna, and the second I opened the curtain on my very first ever time in Big West Wrestling in Kelowna, the crowd booed me. So I was like, hey, like, you got no reason to boo me. If you're gonna boo me, then like, hey, screw you guys. Like, what the hell? I've done nothing wrong and you already hate me? I mean, yeah, and then maybe in ASW, some of the choices I've made and the people I've aligned with might have be the reason, but hey, if you're gonna boo me, then screw you guys. Like I said, occasionally, and depends where I am. This is the first time I've ever wrestled in Vancouver, and the crowd here is really receptive to my in-ring work, so it felt good. Like I said, it's a good change of pace.
I pick up a strong vibe. Like, I'm originally from the North Line, 2.5 hours west of Campbell River. You would have got over as a face on the island. Like, if you wrestle for their promotion there, name of the promotion is?
Vancouver Island Pro Wrestling is the promotion that runs on Vancouver Island. Hopefully I get booked there soon. Just gonna try and make my way out there and get my name out there more and more.
Yeah, because you go to those local. There's so many local towns. You have the major cities. I say city because I'm originally from the island, like the Nanaimo, Victoria. Campbell River is the major center of the North Island. But there are other places. If you go to Quadra, Was, Port Hardy, a lot of people show up. But I just have this strong feeling you'll be a face. It'll be hard for you to be a baby face over there. A lot of people are going to cheer you.
You say it would hard for me to be a babyface,
hard to be a heel over there.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't been out there, so I'd love to get out there and see what the crowd's like. Everywhere is different, so like I said, Kelowna, they booed me right away. I don't know why, but I kind of react to the way the crowd reacts, and I just go with the flow, see what happens.
Is this your first year at this event, Luche Libra?
I was here last year kind of helping out, but wrestling, yeah, this is my first time on this show. This is the second annual show they've done. Hopefully they do one next year. Or maybe,
oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure, and maybe even multiple times a year. I don't know. It's I love it. I love the Vancouver crowd. I love the atmosphere. Like, it's for me, this is probably the best crowd I've wrestled in front of. So just something about it, like when the crowd gets behind you like that, it's just a crazy feeling. It's almost like a drug or something. Like, I don't know how to describe it.
This event has a unique vibe. Like, I saw it at AEW, the new promotion. That's had a few events. I saw a lot of closet wrestling fans that came back. I see a lot of the closet wrestling fans here because I've been a wrestling fan all my life. So I know the closet wrestling fans, and I've seen them out here tonight, man. It's just a really unique vibe here, right? Like, we're close to Commercial Drive. It's very liberal and very artsy, and so people really appreciating the athleticism you guys are putting out there. And I noticed for the heels too, when they were doing that, making the comebacks, and yeah, they appreciated that. It's unique vibe here.
Yeah, no, for sure. I like I said, this is my first time in Vancouver, and yeah, it's kind of like more of a hipster, like you said, artsy vibe here, and it's cool to see that more wrestling fans who used to watch back in the day, it's like you said, are coming back. Because, I mean, wrestling back in the day was drawing like almost 10 million views a week on TV and stuff, and they don't even come close to those numbers. And even when I was just kind of walking through the crowd today, I heard people referencing like, oh, this is similar to like something back in the day. And I could tell like this guy doesn't watch wrestling anymore currently, but like he knew stuff from back in the day. So it's cool to see that like he's coming here maybe for his first independent wrestling show to kind of get back into wrestling, hopefully, because the scene is just better than it ever has been around here, and there's a lot of good upcoming talent currently, and I think it's just gonna kind of snowball to where it's like the most popular it's ever been, other than like a major promotion. The independents are just booming right now, and it's getting better and better.
Yeah, independents are booming and people making a good living. Yeah, as a wrestling fan like all my life, then no, there was something, a spark lit when I, found out about how it's kind of coming back to the really old school territories. There's different places to watch wrestling now, like AEW. I saw the clips. They have some of the matches. You can see the full clips online, even though I didn't pay for the pay-per-view. But there's MLW in Florida. There's Impact Wrestling. I think it's Impact Wrestling is based in Toronto now? Or?
Yeah, they do a lot in Toronto and stuff, but they're kind of like they're a touring company. But I think a big part is they're pretty Canadian now, so that's pretty cool to hear. So maybe one day like I could work for them or something. But yeah, they do a lot in Toronto. I think they just kind of had an event in Dallas and stuff. So they're still definitely a touring company, but I think like the parent company that kind of owns or runs it is a Canadian-based company. So that's kind of cool. And so yeah, like you said, MLW is bigger than ever. They're doing like.
The Von Erich, sorry to cut you off. Like the Von Erichs chose to sign with MLW. They turned down a WWE contract. Yeah, they wanted to spend time with their dad too and wrestle.
No, it's crazy when. Wrestlers have the option to turn down a WWE contract in today's day and age. That just says it right there alone. Like if wrestlers can choose and support themselves outside of WWE or a major promotion, like it hasn't been like that in a long time. So like whether it's like New Japan Pro Wrestling, which is probably like, I mean, I guess AEW almost instantly came up as like a second place to WWE.
Yeah.
But before.
New Japan.
Yeah, before New Japan was really big, they're starting to run shows in America and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's totally cool they're doing that.
Yeah, like selling out Madison Square Garden. So like it's cool to see. You got Ring of Honor, you got MLW, AEW, Impact Wrestling. Like those are all big companies that you can make a living off of just wrestling. I mean, and even if you're not necessarily in one of those companies and you're just touring on the indies, there are guys who aren't in those companies still making a living purely on professional wrestling. So that's my goal to get to one day.
Yeah, and I'm sure you will. Yeah, it's a great time for the business, for the fans, for the wrestlers. Is there a link, Twitter, Facebook page, YouTube, that you would like to give the fans?
Yeah, I mean, if you search up just like Miles Deville on YouTube, Miles Deville versus, I've got like a decent amount of matches on there. One against Eddie Osborne I'm quite proud of. I'm sure the one I just had tonight, 6-man tag, myself, Adam Ryder and Tony Baroni versus the American Guns, Ethan HD, Mike Santiago, and Jordan Oasis. That'll probably be posted on YouTube within the next couple days. That was honestly my favorite match I've had to date, so there's that. I've had a one-on-one match on YouTube that's with Jackie Lee. So if you search my name on YouTube, there should be a few matches there that come up, and you can watch me. As far as social media, on Instagram, I'm Miles_Deville. Facebook, just Miles Deville. And Twitter, I think it's Miles. Might be if you search up Miles Deville, I'm sure my name will come up. It might be also Miles_Deville. I can't quite remember off the top of my head exactly what my Twitter is. Probably should know that for situations like this. But yeah, if you search up Miles Deville on Twitter, I'm sure my name will come up.
Miles, thanks so much for your time. It's been a real pleasure talking to you.
No, thank you so much. I had a great time. Thank you.
So we're at the Luche Libre event here at the Wardorf. Yeah, that's it. And we're here. Should I talk to the father or first to the kids and the friends? Who should I talk to first? The fans. We're talking to some of the fans here. The father. So your kids, your daughter, dragged you down here. Your son and daughter, or your daughter?
She bought me tickets, and it's wonderful. She was here last year with my older son, and she brought me here this year. Love it. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's a very unique vibe here because you have the artist. I get this liberal artist vibe from Commercial Drive. It's here. It's freaking here right at the Wardorf at this event, Lucha Libre event at the Wardorf. So the kids, you like wrestling. It's not too cheesy. It's not too violent.
No, it's my thing. I love it. Love wrestling. I love watching. I love doing it. Me and my brothers wrestle all the time. It's my favorite thing.
I love watching it. Sometimes it can be a bit cheesy, but this stuff, it just kills it, man. Like, it's really, really well done. And it's very entertaining. Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing right now, it's different in person than it is watching that on TV, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is entertaining. WWE, nah, none of that. This is dope.
Yeah, this is dope, man. The fans are speaking. Screw WWE, man. The independents, the territories are coming back. You're not old enough to remember. There were territories at one time, different places, even here in Vancouver. Wrestlers can make a real living going to different places. The fans go different places, watch wrestling. But what you said, it's very believable here. But when I see them hit, it looks stiff, right? And I think they're getting hurt. And no, because I've been standing, watching in different places. It looks so believable, man. Like, I think people are getting hurt. They're really getting hit. And their reactions and everything. And it's awesome here tonight. And the vibe here, it's packed. People are really into the matches. Like, it's really an interesting, unique vibe, because there's been people who've come out as the bad guy and they've been cheered as the good guy because they've been putting on some really good moves.
The way they do it is extremely well done. Like, it sounds and it looks like somebody's getting hurt, but it's still extremely well hidden. And you have to really look closely to see what's actually going on. But standing from a distance away, it looks like it's Phil. And
I'll tell you one thing right now. I grew up with that Rey Mysterio 619. Buddy hopping around the side of the ring, like
we saw that tonight.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I grew up on. I came here to see the same kind of thing. And, I ain't leaving until I see that. I remember being like 7 years old, like trying to like do the same thing in my living room, off the couches or whatever they're not, knocking out my cousins, and like I love it, man. It's all about the experience. It's all about the vibe. It's all about the people. We came here to have a good time, and we ain't leaving until we have a great time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, everybody's having a great time. I'm having a great time. Well, I'm like been a wrestling fan of Mark all my life, but everybody's here. You see a lot of closet wrestling fans, and he's back wrestling. That's his third match tonight. One of the wrestlers.
Say one more thing. Yo, shout out Break Squad, shout out Grove Street. You know who it is. POB, hold it down, man. It's Tristo out here talking, man. Yeah, all love, baby.
Mama love it. POB, hold it down.
I'm so glad my daughter brought me here. It's awesome. It's an experience. It really is.
Having a good time.
Yeah, I'm having a great time.
I asked you before, but you're really having.
I am. Honestly, it's an experience. You got to come down. Like they were, my oldest and my daughter were here last year. They loved it. She brought me back this year.
We've been talking about it for the last whole year. We've been talking about it. I couldn't wait for it to happen again.
I'm so glad. It's all about the experience. It's sold out crowd. Look at them.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
everybody's.
It's absolutely kills. The crowd is energized. Like,
energized.
Right now, this is what you want to watch. The finale, I'm assuming, it's going on, and I just want to watch it. So
nothing else is like this in Vancouver. Like, they never have this kind of stuff. They should have it way more often.
All you need is a parking lot full of people having a great time, enjoying it. A ring right there. People showing up, doing what they do, what they love to do. You know what I'm saying? How could it go bad? This Canada, bro.
Yeah.
Hello, baby.
I gotta ask you from your gender perspective. Like, sometimes, like, I've been a wrestling fan all my life, so we kind of girls. It's more from my perspective. They're kind of turned off by too much cheesiness, and wrestling can be really cheesy sometimes. And because I've held off. I've been a closet wrestling fan a lot of times. I've hit it. So, like, in front of girls, we don't want to talk about wrestling because it's kind of cheesy. But I see so many girls here tonight. Like, so many. Pick up the vibe. Like, so many artists from Commercial Drive. So this is cool to you guys because it's one of the things I'm thinking. It's artistic and.
I just here to have a good time. Like, it's just like
tell me this right now, bro. Look at this.
There's nothing, like I said, there's nothing like this in Vancouver. It's just like a different experience. It's fun.
Yeah.
And it's just like I don't think it's cheesy. It's like it's so different. It's fun. Like, I love that. I don't know. I wouldn't say it's cheesy.
No, it's just guys. We can be really cheesy, and then it turns girls off, and we hide it from you.
But
there's more women out here.
Yeah, I noticed. There's a lot of women out here.
They're here to see guys like that wearing a mask, don't showing their faces, with their nice-sized little bodies, hopping around on stage, putting on a show for them.
Yeah.
That's entertainment right there.
It is entertainment.
And we say the exact same thing if these women were out here wearing their lingerie or whatever they're doing.
You make a good point.
That's what it is, bro. It's entertainment, baby.
Yeah.
It's entertainment.
It's been really great talking to all you guys. Thanks for your time. We were just talking to you.
Yeah, baby. My name's Tristo,
D-Lo.
I'm Craig.
Brandon Garrell.
Thanks so much for your time.
Shout out Vancouver, baby. Tristan.